Hello, YouTubers. Chuck Holler. 1024. I almost said 102460. That's my birthday. 1024-2015. The double nickel today. Happy birthday to me. Okay, just a quick short video, folks. Gonna basically look at a few current events today. Because 2,000 years ago, the Lord said, you see the wind come out of the south, you know it's going to be good weather. You see it come out of the east, you know it's going to be bad weather. How is it that you can't discern the signs of the times? That has never been more true than today, people. Look around at the signs. We are moving at locomotive speed. Matter of fact, every time I do a video and I just touch on a subject, there's 10 subjects I could have touched on, but there's just no time to do that in a 15-minute span. Absolutely. I mean, I could do video after video after video, but there are other watchmen touching on things, so I try to concentrate on one thing at a time. It's like an old, there used to be a general practitioner. A doctor could take care of everything. As knowledge increased, now you had to have a heart doctor and a brain. Now you have to have a doctor just for an eye, just for your feet. I mean, unbelievable, because he is not capable to possess all the knowledge that we have learned on a particular anatomy. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about Ezekiel 38 and 39 war, the Gog-Magog war. Have we ever seen a time where it looked like this could be it? And also Isaiah 17:1, where Damascus is laid a ruinous heap, because it's all happening right there. Now, for 50 years, we felt that this couldn't happen. If you all remember back to the first Gulf War, it took America months and months to amass our armies over there before we invaded. It took months for the Second War. You can only move, so many thousands of troops. Same with D-Day. They were being amassed into England until the time it was to move in. You just can't move armies like that. So the one thing that, we've always felt was safe for Israel was, how could Russia get its army on the borders of Israel without the world reacting? Here we are, right on the border of the Golan Heights. And they said they came down there for ISIS, yet they moved in all these anti-aircraft. ISIS doesn't have an air force. Who are they for? And now we have China there. Is it obvious? All of a sudden they discover oil in the Golan Heights, and Syria lays claim to it immediately. Canada just had its elections this week. Now that they've elected this new liberal prime minister, there is not one nation standing behind Israel today. My oh my. Well, we saw it coming. Like I've said, it's his movie. He's the director. He's the producer. We're just watching. Ezekiel 38. I'm going to just read a couple of verses here, starting at verse 3. And say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshish and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Do you really think it's going to be on horses, folks? I've heard all kinds of theories. After a worldwide EMP, maybe we'll be taken back to horses. Folks, the scriptures don't say it's going to be horses. That's the interpretation of the King James Bible. Let's see what it actually says. It's going to bring me forth with thine army and horses. The original Greek is sousus, from an unusual root meaning to skip, like with joy. A horse, as in leaping, as a swallow from its rapid flight. In other words, what it's saying, it's not there on horses, they're coming with joy, with a skip in their step. I mean, they're happy at what they're doing. It says, all thine army, horses and horsemen. What's the original Greek for horseman is parash. It says a steed as a stretched out vehicle. Not singular as for mounting, but like with a driver. Like a chariot, that is. So it's not really horses and horsemen, folks. It's the type of army that it's coming. Now, it goes on to say with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Do you really think they were going to be fighting with swords? Even with an EMP, we would still have rifles, wouldn't we? Let's look at what sword says. Sword says, the actual word is klireb, but it means drought, as in a cutting instrument, like a knife, like a sword, but it's actually a sharp instrument used. It's a tool. That has a destructive effect. That's all it's saying, is that what they bring with them is going to be instruments of a destructive effect. You know, we know that Russia is Gog and Magog, and it says they're going to bring Persia with them. That's Iran. Iran has its soldiers there today. Then it says Ethiopia and Libya. Well, they're not from the north, so these come from the south and the east. Now, we just saw Hillary Clinton get tore up under oath over this whole Benghazi thing, because that thing was set up ahead of time to take out the Libyan government. And now, because there's a vacuum there, who stepped in to handle the oil? Was it America? No. The shores of Montezuma, or to the shores of Tripoli? No, not us. We sang a song about it. It's supposed to be us, but it's Russia. Russia has moved into Libya. There's the fulfillment. And now we only have to wait for Ethiopia, which is Sudan. It can happen at any time, folks. Haggai 2 gives you the date of this Gog-Magog war in chapter 2. It says on the 4th and the 20th day, and that this year, which is the first day of Hanukkah, will be December 6th. Look for the armies. Look for this one final sign to be fulfilled, folks. The war of Gog and Magog. Can you believe it? Can you believe that you're living in a time that you get to see this happen? Is that unbelievable that God would place you here? He didn't place you here 100 years ago. So anyway, folks, I'm going to get off. Chuck Holler signing off.